and check the palms. Thank you so much to Janssen, J&J Medical Devices, to Becky and to Caroline and the whole entire staff that's here. I want to say I'm here right now because you guys know Healthy Voices Radio, right? Everybody should know, even the people online, you should know about Healthy Voices Radio. And tune in, check out the past podcasts and the upcoming ones, and I hear there might be a season 2, so I'm excited. But I'm here because of Robert and Brady and the questions that they asked me on their podcast. I was their first guest. So thank you guys so much for having me on and having me as your first guest. One of the things that Brady and I were talking about on the show was how time changes when you develop a chronic illness. Especially for me, I was 29, and you're going through life. I took life for granted. I didn't even pay attention. I was the head coach at Washington State University for the cheerleading and dance team and the mascot. And I worked with the Seattle Seahawks, getting their mascot program up. I was living my dream. I was one of the top 5 choreographers in the country. My teams were all ranked in the top 5. And I thought nothing could ever go wrong. And I had already overcome or gone through endometriosis, so I was like, I'm living life. This is going to be great. And my life changed in 8 seconds. I was hit by a car. I was rear-ended by, sorry, not a car. I was rear-ended in my car by a 16-passenger van. The guy said he never saw me. He just ran right into me and stopped after he felt that he hit me. And that 8 seconds changed my life. And they said it's whiplash, you'll be better, you'll go on. But I had said to my dad when I was 4 years old, I'm going to be a cheerleader for the rest of my life. You know, say, no, you're going to grow up and you got to do something adult. And say, no, I'm going to be a cheerleader the rest of my life. So this accident happens, and all of a sudden my life starts falling apart. I'm starting to lose everything, especially the cheerleading in my life. I literally would go to practice, coach, but really I wasn't coaching. I was laying on the ground. I was letting my team down. I couldn't really do any of my skills anymore. I couldn't choreograph anymore. I would go back to my office and lock the door and lay down to try to get past the pain. I was sleeping about 20 hours a day and only up when I had to go in there. I didn't want to take a shower anymore because every drop of water from the shower was like 1,000 needles hitting me at the same time. And I didn't understand what was going on, losing it all, so I went to counseling. And in that moment, I remember I was curled up on the couch and in a ball, just hysterically crying. Like, I literally had put all of my life into cheerleading. I know that some people don't like cheerleading, but that's what my purpose was. I knew it. I knew that God wanted me to be a cheerleader. So, and so I thought I lost everything because I could no longer do what I was. And the counselor said, I'm going to give you homework. And I want you to go home and make a list to bring back next week and tell me the answer to this question. And he said, I am. And then I hysterically bawled because all I could think of was no longer a cheerleader. And I said, okay, I'll do my homework. I like following rules. and I went home, and the first 3 days I cried because I wasn't a cheerleader anymore. I couldn't do what I did. I couldn't do who I was. And the third day, the counselor called me to see how my list was coming along because he knew that I would be bringing it in a few days. And I said, I have nothing on my list. I am nothing. I lost everything that I am. Everything that I am is gone. And he said, no, everything you are is still there. You're so much more than that one thing that you put all the value on, that you put all the work on. That one thing taught you all of the other things that make you up. And he said, I'm going to help you start your list. And he said, so you're Catholic. So Anne-Marie, I have that Catholic guilt. He says, so you're Catholic, so you can put down you're spiritual. I am spiritual. Say that. I am spiritual. And then he said, okay, you're a cheerleader. Therefore you're cheerful. So I am cheerful. And he started helping me get my list going. And so by day 7, when I go back to his office, I actually had 75 I ams on my list. And I had found that I was responsible and all the other things. So this is my I am. That I wasn't one thing, that I could go on, that I had a reason to live, that cheerleading wasn't the only thing in the world. What? It taught me that all the things that I was preparing for in life were still there. They were still inside of me. And so what I want you guys to do, there's cards on your table. I want you to start your I am list today. At that point, that was 2002, the end of 2002. Since then, that 75 number list has now grown over 150 for me. I want you to write and start your list today. Start your I am list, something that you can come back to and remind yourself when you're having those bad moments, when you're in the worst of life. And I thought that moment was the worst moment of my life. After that, I lost my house. I lost my husband of 10 years. I went on food stamps. I had lost everything. And it kept getting worse. I'm like, when does this get better? And I use my I am in all of those moments, and still to this day, I use this. And I hope that you guys can take this and use this as a tool in your own lives to make them fulfilling, to show yourself that reminder of who you are. And so if you can take a second and write down your I ams while I'm continuing to talk. This I am game, it fills me with energy, it gives me hope, it gives me confidence, it motivates me and inspires me myself. It comes from inside me, and these are the things that I recognize about myself. But on the day 1, Brooke and Gabriel did the session with us and had us speed date and have other people tell us back what we were. And I got 5 hearts back. And 3 of those hearts were already on my list, so I'm like, yes, these things are on my list, and what I'm wanting to be is portraying to other people. They're seeing my I am. And I also got 2 more to add. Dynamo that Andrew added for me, and resilient. And I really, really hope that you guys can take this tool and empower your lives and empower your bad, sad, depressed, angry moments. Daniel, I love you too. and really ground yourself when you are being overwhelmed, overworked, or burnt out, using your I ams. And so now that you have a couple of I ams written down for yourself, about yourself, I want you to turn to the people around you and share a couple of your I ams with the people around you. At home, I hope you guys are doing this on the live. I hope you guys are doing this in the chat, giving your I ams. Yes, I get a nod. You guys are doing it too. I want you to share your I ams with who's next to you. And then sometime today, I want you to, hopefully within the next hour so we can trend again, I want you to use the hashtag HealthyVoices19 and hashtag I am, and share your I ams with the world. And when you're having a bad day, you can turn to other advocates and other people that are part of our family and part of our tribe, and use your I am to motivate each other and remind each other of the greatness that all of us are. We're all here for a reason. We're all rock stars in our own right. And I am going to pass this over. Thank you guys so much.